Right now for you at 4:30, Inauguration Day is coming up next week, but tensions are very high with the potential for more riots starting this weekend and President Trump's second impeachment trial also coming soon. Joining us this afternoon from Washington, D.C., as she does each week, is the moderator of Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan. Margaret, thank you for joining us again today.
Great to be with you.
Obviously, a lot going on yet again. I want to ask you, you're in Washington, D.C. What is it like there right now, and what is the latest on security leading up to the inauguration next week?
Well, I have to tell you that everyone who lives in this city is used to security, but no one has seen anything like this. We have more than 20,000 National Guard mobilized, and some of them armed here on the streets of Washington, D.C., downtown, around some of those federal buildings that tourists often tour. They are now being protected from their fellow Americans and this potential for an attack. You also have just a very high level of alert. The FBI already briefed that they arrested 100 people. They've got targets on about 200 more. They are monitoring social media for any planning of further acts of violence like we saw last week, or insurrection, and any potential violence carried out by militias. That's one of the things that law enforcement has focused in on, is the coordination among some of those actors. This was not a rally gone wrong or a riot that got unruly. Many of the people who walked into that Capitol were there to do things like potentially take hostages, and were armed, many of them, expecting to be stopped. And so that suggests a level of concern for law enforcement. We're going to talk to the mayor of St. Paul, Minnesota, about what they're expecting in the heartland, because state capitals are also bracing for the potential of demonstrations.
Yeah, I know we're getting ready for that as well, possibly here in the Hartford area. They're getting, prepared just in case. And in the middle of all of this, of course, is the second impeachment trial for President Trump. Obviously, that went through the House this week. Correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like the Senate will take it up next week. Is that so?
It's not clear. It's about as clear as mud, really. We have a very key House Democrat joining us on Sunday, Adam Schiff, who we hope can provide some insight, because those articles of impeachment that passed the House are still sitting there. They haven't been transferred to the Senate yet, which means the trial hasn't been triggered. And there are some key decisions. Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has signaled an openness to potentially having this trial take place. As you pointed out, the calendar really could be complicated, given we're 5 days out and inauguration would conflict. And then for Democrats who are about to take the majority in the Senate, the question becomes, when they take power, do they really want to spend the first 100 days trying the former president rather than using his agenda, the current president's agenda, and trying to legislate around it? Can they do both things at once? And if they choose not to, if they don't use this path that our founding fathers created as a way to hold people to account, then what accountability will there be for President Trump's actions and role in incitement, as he was cited for doing in that House impeachment? So it's a big debate, and a lot of constitutional scholars are weighing in.
Well, it'll be interesting over the next few days, and I know you'll have it all covered coming up this weekend. Margaret Brennan, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, you can catch Margaret coming up Sunday morning on Face the Nation, right here at 10:30 on Channel 3.